Hi Capricorn, thank you for joining me. This is your general reading for May, where are we? May 2020. Woo. So thank you for joining. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. I really appreciate your support, especially as I'm getting this channel off the ground. Also, just want to let you know that I'm updating my audio equipment. So at one point, it's probably going to seem kind of loud, like a spaceship is going off in the background. Please just tolerate it for a little bit before I get new equipment. I appreciate it. It should just be another week or so because, Amazon is a little delayed. I have no idea why. Okay, so we're going to do a 9-card pull, and then we're going to go ahead and clarify each of those cards. Okay, Capricorn, first card out is the 9 of Pentacles. So I'm happy to see this card as your first card out. It tells me that you've really worked really hard to get to the place where you're at. This is a card of success, independence, and my favorite, self-worth. If you didn't feel it before, I think you're starting to feel it now, that whatever you've worked for is growing. You're feeling that abundance. You don't need anybody else telling you what to do. And this is you, Capricorn. This is Capricorn energy. It's grounded. It's practical. You didn't get this way by just having your head up in the clouds, okay? Or as my father would say, up my ass. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so great way to start. Let's see where this is going, Capricorn. Let's see what your next card out is. And whatever you did to get yourself there, keep going. It's a good card to start with. Now we have the Queen of Cups, so this is Cancer energy. I'll hold this up for you first for a little. So water energy. I think this is you really nourishing yourself, giving yourself that self-love, that compassion, the generosity, the self-generosity, everything that you need for yourself. You don't become the 9 of Pentacles without really taking care of yourself. Whatever happened before this, it shows me that you've learned a great deal and you're on the right track. The Queen of Cups is the mother. So maybe you've been mothering yourself, or maybe there's somebody in your life who takes on this energy, who's been really helping you out through a hard time. Could be your own mother. It could be anybody who you really see as a caring individual, giving you their, emotional heart. I like this card too because, as you can see, she's looking very fiercely at that cup in her hand, okay? And she's so focused, she's so driven to get what she wants in her life, whether it's a job or whatever it is, that this tells me that you're really going for what you want to create in life. And you're making it happen, you're bringing it into the grounded potentiality of it through your intuition and creative spirit. This is beautiful. Oops, too many. What's the third card out for Capricorn? King of Wands. Okay, so we have a player here. I didn't actually mean like a player, but sure, maybe. I meant another player on the board, but King of Wands, passionate, fiery. He is the one king that can't even sit back on his throne and relax. He's always ready to go. He's amped. He's passionate, full of fire. That's what makes him a lot of fun. But I see that the Queen of Cups, which I think is your energy, you kind of have your back to him. Okay, so if this was a person in your life, I don't really think you're giving this person much attention anymore. I think you're really focused on creating new things and, being a success. Okay, so this King of Wands may be looking at you now when maybe in the past he wasn't. He can be a little fun and flirty. He is the womanizer of the deck. So he's looking at your back. Let's see where this goes. But it looks like he's still attracted to you and would like maybe some communication, would like to talk to you. I almost see him like reaching out that wand and tapping you on the shoulder like, hey, Capricorn, can you come out and play? So let's see where this is going. So underneath the Nine of Pentacles, we have Seven of Swords. So, this card usually talks about sneaking away, some kind of, thievery, deceit. And I don't know, I'm kind of looking at that King of Wands and I'm thinking maybe he did you dirty there. There's something not right with the sneaky card, okay? And it is falling underneath the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, if you look at these yellows, they're so vibrant, and I feel like you really kind of grew out of this. Whatever this was, it was dirty, it's rotten. This card can be seen as self-sabotage, like, you get in your own way, you're tripping over your own feet. But for this reading, I really don't see that. I really see it as like a kind of a dirty, more deceitful energy. And I want to blame it on this guy right here. Why else would he be on the board? So close together too, right? So the next card out is going to be the card in the middle of the reading, which I always consider like the heart of the reading. So it has a little bit more significance, but let's see what it says. Four of Wands. I think this is a celebration for you. I think you've reached a place of your own self-security, a place of success where this is the time to celebrate. You made it. You did it for yourself. This is stability. This is hard-earned want. Well, not hard-earned, but yeah, just stable. It's a lot of celebration. I think for the heart of your reading, I think you've earned it. If it's not an actual card of like wedding or something, I think it's something that you've earned, and I think you're feeling the stability within yourself. It's a powerful feeling when you can stand on your own 2 feet and you don't need anybody else. Look how the Seven of Swords is looking back over. I think he sees you now as being so stable. I think he missed his opportunity. Let's see what's going to fall underneath the King of Wands. Oh, I got 2 cards here. Okay, so the Lovers and the High Priestess. 2 major arcana cards. So let's work with just the High Priestess first. She uncovers mystery through her intuition, which is similar to that of the Queen of Cups. They both can feel energy. They're very intuitive. They kind of know it without having the facts. They just feel it. And I think the High Priestess uncovered something, which was probably the Seven of Swords right here. But because this is a major arcana, it always means something a little deeper for me. And I think that you are finally realizing the emotional tides of yourself, what you need. It was brought up through the water and surfaced. What, if I can get this card up, it really brought up to the surface I'm sorry, if I can talk. What kind of love you need in your life? What harmonizes with your kind of energy? These are both very heavy major arcana cards, so it tells me that this is not just are you getting back together with somebody? I think this is a whole new you being reconstructed. It tells me that you are figuring out who you want to be with, why you want to be with them, how their values and energy match your own. And you do have a choice that you can choose to be with this kind of energy, or you can choose to, um, find something that's for your higher good that matches your energy. Okay, these are beautiful cards of growth and just emotional alignment, just alignment with your soul. And I think that's why you have this celebration card, is because I think you finally listen to what your soul has probably been screaming out. Like, don't mess with these kind of energies. Okay, so this is a really beautiful time of your life. And you should be proud of yourself. What else do we have for Capricorn? The Magician. So the Magician he's a healer. First off, he's a healer. So if you're, how to deal with energy that's Seven of Swords, this takes some healing, first of all, because you've been pained. But the Magician is all about the potential for manifesting something bigger and better for yourself. And I think that's why these cards came out. So now you have the Lovers, High Priestess, and Magician all together, 3 in a row. So I think you're manifesting a higher awareness, something that's matching your spirit and your energy. There's abundance and growth. I mean, look at these 3 cards. They're full of look at all the colors, and it's these cards are full of beautiful imagery. And then if you just look at this, it's just the trickster, somebody who's tricking you. So I think that's what the Queen of Cups is all about, just this knowing. I think you are now focused and ready to manifest something greater and bigger, higher energy. Okay, so it's really great. Can't deny that. So if that relationship didn't work, or we're moving on to something else. Okay, so Page of Swords. I think this is this other person right here. I think he's looking back at you. I'm not really sure if you care so much at this point. I think maybe you did. It took you a long time to get into your power of self-worth. I think you had to grow from this, and all of a sudden this person might be back and looking over his shoulder and wanting to talk. But this is such an incredible energy. Not that the Page of Swords isn't. These are, it's a tarot deck. They're all different energies. Not one is necessarily better than the other. They're just different. But I mean, I think as you have your sword and your wand and your cup and your pentacle, you're like fully loaded to the brim. And then when this person comes in with the Page of Swords and says, "Hey, I have another, perspective now. Can we talk?" I think you're beyond it. I think you're up here. This person's all the way down here. You're marching onward. I don't know if this person's really going to try to communicate with you. Maybe he or she's just really looking over their shoulder. Let's see what the last card is before we clarify. Okay, and then we have the Five of Swords. So yeah, I don't doubt that this energy is coming from the King, from the Seven of Swords to the Page. This person knows that they were selfish, that they kind of treated you selfishly. It's not a good energy to be in with any kind of situation, even if it's a job. I always say, who are you in this picture? Are you this person standing here who had won at all costs and you disappointed others? For this reading, I would think that maybe you're one of these 2 people standing in the background, and this person was the one who created the conflict. You know, he was, or she wanted it all, kind of wanted their cake and ate it too, wanted everything and kind of left you out. So let's go ahead and clarify, and maybe we'll see where this is all going. I mean, I think you really are in your power. There's a lot of strength here, a lot of grace, self-worth. I mean, there's doesn't get better than that. So it's just more on this other person that needs to grow up, I guess. All right, so Nine of Pentacles. What do we have for Nine of Pentacles? We have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups usually talks about a lot of choices, or there's daydreaming involved, and or there's just kind of like a smoke and mirrors type thing. This card usually in all tarot decks, it's like the most confusing card for me. Like just visually, there's just so much going on. And I think you've had to work hard, especially with the Queen of Cups here, to differentiate what you're feeling. Is it love? Daisy. Is it love? Is it, is it real emotional love? Is somebody just using you? It's confusing. Like you had to really sort through what all these cups were. What are they doing here? You know, and some of these cups are full with wonderful things, but then other things are not good. So, whatever this person was giving you, it wasn't all, Seven of Swords. Maybe it wasn't all legit. But the fact that it falls over on the, Nine of Pentacles tells me that you've worked through it. You've succeeded in figuring out what this person was up to. Okay, and again, Five of Swords. Ooh, so if we begin and end with Five of Swords, so this person created some conflict again. So it's almost like repeating itself. I think it took you a while to realize that this person was, wanting their cake and eating it too, whatever the saying is. Let's get one more just for that pile. Nine of Wands. So this is the wounded warrior. I think this is you. You're tired. You're like strung out with this relationship. I think you really worked for it. You wanted it, but it put you in such a state of confusion and conflict that, you're almost at the 10 here. And now look at you at now. You're at the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Cups. You have the Three of Pentacles here. So I think you'd really like to work on something with somebody or a new project. I think you're getting, I think you're moving it in a new direction with the Nine of Pentacles there and the Queen of Cups. It's new creation. It's creation. So you're going to be working with new stable energy. This could be something not even relationship related. It could be writing a book, making a movie, just creating, putting the pen to the paper, maybe reaching out to friends on social media and saying, hey, let's make a documentary. I think this relationship, whatever this was here that kind of did you wrong, it put you in the mindset of wanting to make something and do something. Getting out there and, I don't know, whatever it is, whatever the Three of Pentacles is to you. But the fact that it lands on Queen of Cups, I think it is you're creating something new and for yourself. Meaning for yourself, I meant like you're doing this for yourself. You're not in this Nine of Wands anymore, battling something like, banging your head against the wall, So, all right, let's get another one for the Fool. Liberation. I love this card, and I think this tells me that you're set free. You're set free to move around, do as you please. You can create as you'd like. You're completely free and liberated. This is the zero, starts at the zero of the first card of the Major Arcana or of this whole tarot deck. So you're giving this space now to move ahead, to leap onto the next stone on the path of growth. It's great. Let's get one more card for that. For the Queen. Yes, I love seeing this card. I get so excited. So this is the Nine of Cups. So you're really going for self-satisfaction. You're really going for your true heart's desire. You are matching your own energy. You're bringing up your energy to maximize your emotional potential. You're no longer, again, stuck in these energies over here where there's confusion and conflict and banging your head against the wall. This is great. So what can we get for the King of Wands? Let's see what King of Wands wants to say to us. Explain yourself, King of Wands. The Hermit. Well, you know what I think? I think this King of Wands is doing some serious thinking. And you know what? He or she might be thinking about reaching back out to you, whatever, maybe, maybe not. But I think really what I'm really trying to get at is that this person learned a hard lesson. I think he or she knows that, they really needed to seek some kind of wisdom. He, King of Wands, has a wand right here, and this wand, I think he kind of is very flippant with, like pompous with. He could be very flirtatious with his wand, if you get what I'm putting down. But the Hermit uses his wand for his true potential. Okay, he's a very wise man. He's become wise because he's learned throughout the ages. And he's sought some wisdom. So I think that this person is really going inside, going within, really seeking, looking at their own behaviors. And that's not on you. That's on this person. But I think if they hurt you, I think maybe they're realizing it and hopefully asking themselves why they did that. Let's get another card for the Hermit. Ten of Swords. Yeah, because this Hermit, or not this Hermit, I'm sorry, this King of Wands, I think he realizes, like, he just ended it. Like, he really killed it to death. I know that's a redundancy, killing something to death, but I kind of mean it in a funny way. That, like, you can't come back from this. And I think he or she, I keep saying he, but the person realizes that it's over. And when you look at your own behaviors, and sometimes you're a little surprised at the way you act. So I think this King of Wands is maybe a little upset with himself. Or very upset with himself. I think he's even shocked. Like, why did I do that? So let's, maybe the Seven of Swords can, answer that a little. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Talk to me. Why Seven of Swords? Page of Rods. Well, this tells me a couple things. One, that this person, the King of Wands, was only in it for the fun. It's adventurous and fun and passionate, but it kind of doesn't go anywhere. It's just fun. It's spirited. So I think maybe the King of Wands was just having a fun time. The other thing I'm thinking is, since this is kind of a card of deception and playing around, secret affair, I don't know, this card does kind of symbolize a younger person. So maybe there was a younger person involved. I hate to always go that route, but the fact that it's landing on the Seven of Swords, that's why I'm bringing it up. That it could have been Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, but it's a fun, light energy, creative, vibrant, a lot of energy, but it's kind of immature still. Let's see what else we get on the Page of Rods, or the Seven of Swords. This one wanted to come out. And the Tower. So the Tower came down. And so I think that's why you're so in your own element now, which is great, but it's sucks you had to go through all this. So yeah, it looks like somebody who is playing dirty with some younger energy or fun, just messing around, and it came crumbling down. But look what you have right here. This is the heart of your reading. You have the Four of Wands. So this is your celebration, Sometimes when I read the Tower reverse, it's like a dodged bullet. But I think this whole relationship could have been a dodged bullet. So what is this Four of Wands about? Tell me about the Four of Wands. This is the Sun. You get the Sun card here. This is the true potential of your nature. You are walking right into the beauty of the sun. There's so much fortune here. There is so much grace, love, positivity, warmth, generosity. We could just keep going. I mean, everything is illuminating now. I think now that you broke, look how dark a lot of these cards are right here. I think you broke free. You are the Fool right now. You're going for it. You're running. You're making life what you want out of it. You're getting out of life what you want out of it. Six of Pentacles. I think you're gaining a lot more control over your life. And, this is a card of charity. I think of giving. So I don't think this relationship has made you bitter much. I think just the opposite, especially coupled with the Sun. I think your heart is opening to better energies. I haven't yet seen like the Queen of Swords, and she can be a really bitter, tough energy to deal with, especially when it's reversed. I mean, I'm only reading uprights now, but she's not on the table yet. She might, but from what I see with these cards in the center, all this sunlight is illuminating your heart and your energy of stability and celebration. It's a great center reading. Okay, so let's look at the Lovers and the High Priestess. We have the Four of Cups. Let's see. I think it's taken some time to get to this portion of your life. I think you've had to learn how to say no. And I think you might have to learn how to say no again if this person kind of talks to you and wants to start up something. I think as you're okay with the Three of Cups, but as a fourth cup is being handed to you, I think you know your full value and worth and what you want, and you're going to be able to decide a little better as to what you accept in your life. You could only receive what you accept. And I think you come at it with so much more knowledge and balance. These cards are both cards of balance, dualities, and I think you've had to do some serious introspection, which is what the High Priestess is all about. She's all about introspection. And we just, use the word balance. I think that's what's happening. You're falling more in line and in harmony with who you are and what you will accept in life. I think you have it under control. And maybe earlier in your life, or if you believe in past lives, that this balance of what you accept and reject in your life didn't always come so easily. I think that's why these cards appear, is when they are very valuable lessons. You've kind of like left one cycle of who you were and you're becoming and beginning a new cycle. And I think you're balancing that out. It takes time, but the Magician. Judgment. Wow, all these badass cards are coming out. So, like I was just saying, I think with these really hardcore major arcana cards, with the Lovers, the High Priestess, the Magician, now the Judgment, I think you're becoming someone new, someone who you haven't even maybe recognized in the mirror before. This is a card of second coming. It's higher knowledge, higher spirituality. This card comes in not when you just have to make a decision, but it's when you have to make a bold move. When there is a new switching over to something new and something different. It's moving from one, and we talk about the dualities, from one aspect of who you are into a new aspect. And all these experiences are coming to fruition. And I think even without you even doing anything, I don't think you have to do anything, choose anything. You just have to be in your higher alignment, which it looks like you just kind of are. So, well done, Capricorn. Six of Cups. So this is a card of love and compassion, sharing, caring, kindness. And like I said over here in the middle, this is like this burst of sun is literally the heart of your reading. And I think this relationship, or whatever this, dirtiness was, it's really opened up your heart. And that's a beautiful thing, that when something negative and hurtful happens to us, that we don't become that way. And I think it's really great that it's actually opening up your heart, letting you become more gracious and generous and kind and caring. It says a lot about who you are. Page of Swords. Let's see. What is this Page of Swords about? No surprise here. So this person might reach out again, or else he or she is thinking about you. This person might be heartbroken. Not might. I think this person is a little heartbroken because they knew they screwed up. There's heartbreak. This isn't a fun card, but this person will heal. But I think because the pages, or she actually, is looking back over to you, I really do think this person's going to reach out again. I really do. Let's get another one. But I don't know if this person is... You see how on your piles we have all this like higher alignment and greater spirituality and self-worth, and this person, I feel like, still needs to do a lot of work, because I don't see favorable cards on this person's piles. I think that they're still in this low energy and needing... they have the Hermit, which is great, okay, but it still is like a card of healing and wisdom. I think this person has a long way to go. If this were a race, like, you're miles ahead of this person. spiritually speaking, emotionally speaking, possibly mentally, I don't know. But at least spiritually and emotionally, you're miles ahead. So many cards. Okay. Ooh, okay. So we have the Knight of Cups and the King of Rods. So, well, this is the King of Rods again, so that's no surprise. And yeah, I mean, the Knight of Cups, I think he really wants to give you his or her heart. But the Knight of Cups is looking at this, I'm sorry, the Knight of Cups is looking right at this Five of Swords. So it's like you run right back into trouble. This person doesn't understand how relationships work. Their communication, I think, is ill suited for you. I think he or she may have passion, but that's not enough to have in a relationship, is passion. It's not enough to just be in some dreamy, wanting, desiring mode. I think with just those passionate and desiring modes, I think it just brings you back to this, because that person that's all they want. It's all they're feeding off of is that high passion and desire, but it's not actually grounded and deep. At least I'm not feeling that from these cards in this reading. Five of Swords. The Lovers. So here's that balance. We have it again. So the Lovers appears again on the Five of Swords. I think you'll know how this person speaks to you when he or she comes back. I think you'll know right away. These are very opposing energies. This is love and balance and forgiveness and generosity and beauty and peace and evolution and blah, blah. This is strife and conflict and coldness and abruptness and blah. So I think if this person were to find their way in to you, you'll know what energy this person is working in. I think this is kind of like the meeting in the middle, but let's see what else comes out. Raise this up a little, sorry. Listen when people speak to you. Listen to how they are communicating. And not just listen, but be aware of how you feel. Two of Wands. So this card talks about visualization, what it is you want. Looking out to, looking at that globe and figuring out like what it is you want. This card does talk about partnership, and choosing a direction. And I think that's what we have here really, is that choosing of a direction. You create your own paths in your world. How do you want to color that globe? And in the other normal tarot deck, it's actually like a globe. This looks like just kind of like a crystal ball. So it's, how do you paint your own reality? Do you want to be stuck in this energy? Would you want that one? Obviously, we don't want the Lovers. Let's just get one more for that one, just for fun. Let's see what else comes out. But I think even without this last card, I think that is a nice ending, actually, the Two of Wands. But I don't know why. I just wanted to go for one more. It's going to screw up the whole reading. Just kidding. Queen of Cups, once again. So I think, yeah, this is you in all your glory, your beauty, your self-care. And I think you're doing what you have. You're mothering yourself. You're caring for yourself. This is you in all your mothering, beautiful ways. I think you know how to treat yourself. I think you also know how to treat others, and you're going to do just that. I don't think if this person came back in, you would say, scream at them and get your claws out and throw things at their head. I don't think it's anything like that. I think you almost feel like a little bad for this person, to act so foolishly and so selfishly. But again, you are emotionally more inclined to show compassion and generosity and think of others. So I think good on you. It's a great place to come from or go to, whatever. So, I mean, that's what I have for you, Capricorn. I wish the best to you. I think you're doing a great job, though, and I keep on that path. So don't forget to please subscribe, like, and comment below. Sorry about the audio again. I'm going to get that all figured out in another week or two. So I appreciate your support and have a lovely day. Take care.